Hello guys, welcome back. So in this lecture, we are going to talk about how can you refactor your code. Refactoring is a very important process whenever you are doing development and whenever you are working on large projects. So in this class, we'll be learning about all the shortcuts that you are supposed to know for refactoring your code effectively. So let's get started. So you can see this class I have open in my screen. So I have created this particular class democlass.py. So this file exists in the root folder of my project. And this particular file has a class called demo class. And it has three class members with a constructor. Okay. And I also have a str method, and then I have the add method which I have defined over here. Now add method returns the addition of these two variables a and b, and then I have a main method which calls this particular class and it initializes the variables, and then we call print for adding two numbers. So this is a class. Now let's try and refactor this class name. Okay, so ideally in the traditional scenario, if you have to change the name of this particular class, you will simply go over here and make it like demo class, right? Now the problem with this approach is, let's say if you have used this class at 100 places, so you will be start seeing this red line everywhere wherever you are using this particular class. So this is not the right approach, and this is a very traditional approach. So PyCharm has a better way using which you can refactor your class names. So let's see how you can refactor using PyCharm. So to refactor the class name, you have to take the caret first to the class. Okay, so I've taken my caret to the class name. Then I have to go to refactor, and you can see there are few shortcuts. So there is this shortcut refactor this, which is Control and T. And there is another shortcut called rename, which is Shift F6. So let's see what is refactor this. So what I'll do is I'll select refactor this, and you can see this is a shortcut for Windows. So Control Alt Shift T. Okay. And you can see this is just another way in which you can get this context menu, right? And you can select rename if you want to, right? So I'll just hide this, and I'll press Shift and F6. Now the moment I do this, I see this pop-up coming up, okay? And it's asking me that, hey, you want to rename demo and its usages to, so you have to enter whatever you want it named to. So let's say I want it named to demo Python, okay? And the moment I press refactor, what it will do is it will rename all its usages. So by usages, I mean wherever this particular class is being used, it will rename those instances to demo Python. So you won't see those red marks that you were seeing throughout your project. So I'll just hit refactor, and the moment I hit it, you'll see even this particular piece of code being changed to demo Python. So let me do this. So you can see over here, this was renamed to demo Python, and even this is renamed to demo Python. So this is how you can refactor a class name in a file. You can also refactor a variable name in a file. So let me show you how. So let's say I have a method here, okay, print name, and I am accepting name over here, right? And let's say I am assigning name of user. So I've created this variable here, and I'm assigning name to this particular variable, and then I'm printing name of the user. So let's say this is my code. Okay, so I have a method, and I am accepting a parameter called name, and I am creating another variable called name of user, and I'm assigning this parameter which I have accepted to this name of user, and I'm printing this name of user. Now let's say I want to change the name of this. So I'll just press Shift F6, And you can see it just changed the background of this to something that I can work with. So let's say if I type in underscore, you can see the usages are also getting changed to underscore user name. So I can change it to whatever I want. Okay. So this is the power of inline refactoring with PyCharm. And if I press enter, okay, so if I do this user first, so let's say I renamed it to this and I pressed enter. Now you can see there was one instance wherein I was using this particular variable and even that got renamed. So this is how refactoring for variable in a file works. You can also refactor this particular parameter that I'm accepting over here. So I can just press Shift F6 and I can say name_1 and I can hit refactor. So you can see name_1 being changed. Okay. So this is how you can refactor variables. I can also refactor class members. So let's say I have 3 class members here: demo name, demo city, and demo zip. First, I'll take my caret here and I'll press Shift F6. I'll press demo username and I'll press rename. So I have this option also to preview the changes. So I can click on preview and you can see over here and it's showing me all the instances of demo name where demo name is being used. So right now demo name is not being used anywhere. Okay. But demo zip is. So I'll press escape over here. Okay. And I'll just go to demo zip and I'll press Shift F6. And I'll change this to demo zip 1. And I'll press preview. So let's see the preview of this. So you can see it's being used over here. It's also being used here in the constructor. So you can see here. So it's being used at a couple of places, right? So while doing refactoring, I can use this option to preview the changes of where all the usages occur and where all this change will be applicable. So this is very helpful if you have a large code base and you're working across multiple files. So if you're making a change, you would want to reflect it everywhere and you also want to preview the changes. So this option is very helpful there. And once I'm satisfied with the preview, I can click do refactor and you can see it's getting refactored. Okay, so refactoring was done. I just pressed it twice. So it's asking me, would you like to rerun the search? But I don't want to, so I'll just cancel. So the refactor is done to demo zip 1. So this is how you can refactor class members. You can also rename classes and packages. So let me show you an example. So let's say I go to this oops package. I have this class called creating constructors, right? I also have another class called testClass.py. Now this class is using creating constructor from oops package. Let's say I want to refactor or change the name of this oops package. So I'll go over here. I'll press Shift F6. So you can see this same pop-up coming up. Okay. And I'll just press oops_1, right? And I'll refactor. So the moment I hit refactor, you'll see even this import statement being changed to oops1. So package name changes and also the import statement. And if I change this, so if I rename this class to _1, you will see this change also being reflecting over here. So this is not only just for this file, but it will be applicable for across all your files in the project, right? So I'll just press Ctrl Z and I'll just undo these changes. So I didn't actually wanted to rename, but just for the demo sake, I did that. So you understand how refactoring for classes and files also work. So if you have a class, let's say creating constructor, and you are using it at tens of places, right? And you don't even remember where all this class is being used because there are multiple people working on the same project and you are working in a team and you want to rename this class. So you can refactor from here and you can see where all it's being used using this preview option at the bottom, right? So this is how you can work with refactoring. Okay. And imagine your life how it would have been if PyCharm did not have this option basically of refactoring. So you would have to change the class name over here first, and then you might have got several errors in the project. So you have to go through every error and make change over there. So you have to replace the old name with the new name everywhere in the project. So that would have been very time consuming and not practical all the time. But PyCharm makes your life pretty much easy. You can also use this same shortcut for objects that you create. So let's say I have a class over here. Let's say I'll go to this package, Ginter, okay, and I'll open this first UI, okay, and I have created an object over here. So let's say I want to refactor this object. So I can just refactor it using this option. So it's pretty easy that way, right? You can see how it's changing the names of all the objects. So refactoring works with classes, packages, local variable names, object names, class members, and variables within methods, and also parameters that you are passing to the methods. So it works everywhere basically. And refactoring also works across the files. So let's say if I have this test class, okay, for example, and this test class is using operations class, right? Now there is a class called operations which is being used over here. Okay, this is the operation class. So I'll just close other tabs, okay, and I'll go to test class, right? So this is the test class I have, okay, and it's using the operations. So let's say I want to refactor operation. So I'll just press Shift F6. I'll refactor operation class. I can hit preview, or I can go and directly refactor. So I'll refactor, and you can see object creation also got renamed to this new class name. And in this particular file, you also see everything being changed, including import statement, to this new class name. And I can refactor it back again if I want. So I can just remove this and I can refactor again, and it reflects all the change across the files. So refactoring works across files as well. Okay. So this is about refactoring, guys. So like you understood, refactoring is an important piece when it comes to development, and PyCharm offers great tools to make refactoring easy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this class and found it valuable. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you.